am Savvy Mike, and this is I Am Savvy Mike TV double checked up today because we got some things to get off our checklist. And there's only one thing to get off our checklist that's really fucking important, and that's Diddy. If you don't know, he was found not guilty on 3 of the 5 charges. As you can see, we're going to listen to what Lauren LaRosa has to say first before we get into Stephen A. Smith's reaction, because I found his reaction very interesting. But we're going to have another video coming after this, basically reacting to DJ Academics talking to Tekashi 6ix9ine about it. And then we're going to also do another video after that one about Charleston White reacting to, look, a lot of Diddy shit. A lot of Diddy shit. So here we are to break this Diddy shit down with some of our favorite content creators, reacting to what they have to say and giving our own commentary as well. Anyways, let's listen to what Lauren has to say as she breaks this down.
In court, I think a lot of us were not surprised about at all. So he was found not guilty of the racketeering charge. He was found not guilty of the trafficking. What he was found guilty of was the prostitution stuff, which after yesterday, right, and mind y'all, you talking about that racketeering charge, right? He would have been in jail for the rest of his life if he had been convicted of that. Now, yesterday when they were trying to figure out how they were going to instruct the jury, and Diddy's team was arguing heavily, right? They're like, look, we just need to give this jury more time. We don't want them to be pressured. We don't want to be involved too much. Like, we just want to give them more time. The reason why Diddy's team was so against the Allen charge, and the Allen charge is basically something where a judge is able to say to the jury, like, look, if we have to retry this again, there's going to be no jury that is smarter than you. Basically, like, we're going to have to do this all again, and they're going to get the same evidence. So we need y'all to figure this out. Diddy's team was so adamant yesterday that they did not, y'all, it's getting crazy outside of court because everybody's coming out. Diddy's team was adamant yesterday that they did not want that to happen because I think yesterday they knew we have a really good shot. If they've come to this decision as quickly as they had based on everything they've seen, and the one issue that they're having is the RICO charge that Diddy's team has been arguing all along was the main thing the government did not prove well. I think they had that feeling, but still, he was nervous as hell yesterday. Today, when they decided and they announced what he was acquitted on, when I tell y'all he was so thankful, he's looking at the jury in their face. He's thanking them. Like, you can't hear him, but he's audibly thanking them. He's prayer hands. He's everything. Now, they're arguing about whether Diddy is going to walk out of the courtroom today. They're waiting right now. The judge said by 1 o'clock he wants both sides to submit letters. Now, here's what his attorneys are asking, right? So his attorney, Mark Agnifilio, stands up and he's like, listen, he's only charged with the prostitution, right? And because he's only been charged with the prostitution, I'm not saying that this isn't serious, right? Like transportation to engage in prostitution. I'm not saying that this is not serious on a federal level and that federal charges aren't serious. But what I'm saying is that this is far less than what he was actually accused of altogether, right? He should be able to go home. If you look back in the jury, if you look back in the audience right now, his family is here. There's so much of his family members here. Any one of them, any 2 of them, any 5 of them right now could put up a bond for his release, for him to be able to go home right now. Mark Agnifilio said, look, we already took possession of his passport. We have physical possession of his passport right now. We found out last night, just in preparation for if this happened, right? We found out last night that his jet, his plane that he owns, right, is in Maui. It's been chartered. He does not have access to his plane. They asked, can he go and stay in his at his house in Miami, in Star Island, and just be under different conditions? Basically, like, we will watch him. The court can watch him. The court can tell us what to do. But he should be able to go home right now. And not only did they put the pressure on, he should be able to go home right now. His attorneys also said, and we need to decide it today while his family and everyone who has taken their time to be here are in court. Today, right now. They asked for the bond to be $1 million. And again, they, y'all, it's getting crazy out here. So many people outside. I'm going to show you guys outside. They asked for it to be done today because they kept reiterating, anybody here right now in his family can put up that bond. This needs to be done today. So the judge said, listen, let me see what the government has to say. And based on what the government has to say, we can kind of go from there. Like, let me see how they're feeling. So the government, they stand up and they're pissed. They're like, no, he should not go home because, number one, we've heard about instances where he's committed crimes and been violent to people involved in this case, even after he was under very public scrutiny, right? So he's like, for instance, with Jane testified that they got into this physical altercation, right? That happened once everything had been announced, once his house had been raided, houses had been raided. They literally said he has no regard for the government. He does what he wants to do. We've heard about all of the drugs. They even talked about the day of his actual arrest in New York. The government said, listen, did y'all forget that the day he was arrested in New York, he had tons of drugs in his hotel room. He had all of the supplies set up in his hotel room to do this exact act. The exact act that he was actually found guilty of, he was waiting to do it the day he was arrested. No, he should not go home. It makes no sense. The court should uphold this. He is a danger to people. He is a danger basically to himself. He is not going to be able to abide by whatever rules, whatever regulations we set. It makes no sense. So his attorneys then stand back up. Well, no, first the judge is like, well, okay, look, I want you guys to put all this stuff in a letter. We'll take a look at the letters by 1 o'clock. And then we'll come back and we'll have a conversation about it, because the judge did say, I do think that this is only fair and it's something that I will do. We'll decide on this today while everyone is here. But I want to give you guys some time because, to be fair, the government wasn't fully prepared to argue back against it. They did the best that they could, and they made their points. They did. They talked a lot about what we've been talking about from the beginning. Diddy's disregard for just the laws in general. Like, there was allegations that he was contacting witnesses at one point. Again, he was arrested. There were freak-off supplies in his hotel room, which we saw in evidence, and the government kept pointing back to that. All of the things that happened even after he was under this major public scrutiny because the federal indictment had dropped, we saw evidence of him blatantly disregarding the law in the courts. It doesn't make any sense. So at 1 o'clock, there should be these letters submitted by both the prosecution and by Diddy's attorneys stating their sides on him receiving a bond today. The judge is he's young and he's very to the point. The judge says, so wait, Mark Agnifilio, are you saying to me that you want Mr. Combs to be able to walk out of this courthouse right now? And he wasn't even saying that as far as are you crazy because this man gonna do what he want to do. He was saying it can you understand the logistics and the mayhem that will cause? Y'all, yesterday, me and Armand Wiggins, we were out here and we recorded, and I didn't even get a chance to put up my content from yesterday because it was just so much, but I'm going to make sure we run through all the content. Thank you. We were out here recording, and I said yesterday, based on how those the 4 counts and the decision on the 4 counts and the confusion or the split decision on the RICO came down, I was like, it's possible that he'd be able to walk, because if they only get him on the lesser things, it's what are you holding him for? He'll come back for sentencing. Mark Agnifilio made a point that made a lot of sense once all this closed. He said, I have one more thing. You got to think about it like this. This man was about to lose his life, talking about Diddy. Mind y'all, the whole time, when I tell y'all the whole time, Diddy's in there thank you to the judge. He's praying. You see his sons, Christian. I saw Christian kiss his girlfriend. They doing stuff like this. Everybody is feeling man, we'll take. That's all y'all giving us. We'll take it, because it could have been way worse. Mark Agnifilio, Diddy's lead attorney, is he could have lost his life to this court. The jurors gave him another chance at life. He would be a fool. He would be a blatant fool, and he is not that, to disregard that. So he put that on the court record, and now they submit these letters. I think if his team can put a strong enough letter together today, I would not be surprised if he is released.
Now, spoiler alert, because the day has passed on. It is the next day after all of this mayhem. So, little spoiler alert. He didn't get bail. He didn't get granted bond. They denied his bond. And he's going to have to wait until sentencing in October, I believe. I think the date is October 15th. Now, Diddy's lawyers, they're earning that $1 million a year. That's what I heard. I heard Diddy is paying his lawyers 1.2 to be exact, $1 million a month. Not a year, a month. My bad. They're earning that 7 figures a month, because they're okay, y'all want to we want to come back on Tuesday after the holiday shit is over with. We want to come back on Tuesday so we can try and expedite the sentencing. So we can argue some expedite. Look, Diddy could appeal the three counts. I think it was just 2 though. I think it was 2 out of 5 charges. She might have been, typing fast, but we can appeal both of the prostitution charges and whatnot. So, either way, that might get dropped at some point too if Diddy wants to just keep paying his lawyers to really get this shit clear off his name, which he has the money. He can definitely do that. But yeah, I mean, I said it as time was going on. Every time we did talk about something that was going on with this case, I said it. I was like, the prosecution is just doing a horrible job of making me think that Diddy was running a criminal enterprise. Like, this has nothing to do with a criminal enterprise and everything to do with a toxic relationship. That's all this was. That's all the shit between him and Cassie was. Is he an abuser? Yes. Is he a homosexual? Yes. But I don't, Chris Brown's out here doing whatever the fuck he wants to do. It's a lot of niggas that beat on their women are out here doing whatever. We shouldn't be throwing Diddy in jail for 15 years because he beat on Cassie and we saw it on camera. Like, what are we doing? Like, I know it's wrong. It's not right. And you shouldn't be putting your hands on women no matter what the situation is. But at the same time, learn from those mistakes. And if you need to get your ass beat by a man to learn from it, then that's just what needs to happen. But nobody gets 5 years in jail for domestic violence. That doesn't happen. They get probation. Like, I'm just telling you the truth. That's just how it is in America. So no reason to even throw him in jail like that. And I'm surprised that the judge wasn't more pissed. I'm surprised the judge wasn't more aggravated to the point where he said, you know what, fuck it, let him walk. Cause y'all screwed this up. Y'all did all of this shit, raided all of his houses, had this whole fucking spectacle for fucking nothing. For some prostitution charges across state lines. When and that's what's crazy about this is you can like literally see Cassie was hitting up the niggas as well. Jane Doe was hitting up the niggas as well. Like, these bitches were hitting these niggas up. So they were a part of it as well. They just had immunity. So, it's just like, come on. Clearly this was considered. Nobody said they were raped. None of that happened. Like, all of this, nobody was coerced really. Like, the only person that got on that stand that I felt like Diddy kind of fucked over was his assistant. Not the Mia chick, the other Jane Doe, but the one that went up there. We know her name and everything. She had the glasses, light skinned lady. But she really was hurt by everything Diddy was putting her through. Because Diddy was just using her as a pawn. Do what I say. And that's all it is. It was just a controlling man. Manipulative, yeah. Controlling, yeah. A fucking RICO, though? I don't know about it. Does he need therapy? Sure. Is this a wake-up call? Maybe. But life in prison? I wasn't convinced. Before it was like, okay, the whole spectacle makes this seem like the feds got something. So Diddy might just be cooked because the feds don't come and get you unless they got something. So now we're watching this trial. We're watching it happen for the past 2 months. And we're just like, they really didn't have anything. All they had was a broken woman in Cassie and Jane Doe. That's it. That's all they fucking had. Nothing else. And Jane Doe, clearly the relationship between her and Diddy was transactional. Because every time she was ready to say no to not doing something, Diddy said, okay, that's cool. You ain't got to do shit. I'm just done paying your rent. I'm done taking care of you. We're over. If you're not going to do what I asked you to do, knowing that this relationship is transactional, I don't want to be with you in the first place. So leave me alone. Like, okay, bye. Like, that's how Diddy was. It was never no, you better stay with me. You better not go anywhere. Like, no, it wasn't that at all. This chick was getting free living and all she had to do was probably get peed on and suck another porn star man's penis while Diddy was watching. And if that calls for a RICO, then this is a different world. But clearly it's not. And that's what I'm saying. That's kind of how you got to look at it too. It's like, if you're on the jury, what would you have done? Hearing all of that, would you have really said to yourself, "Yeah, this man is guilty of sex trafficking"? No, these all just sound like people that are mad Diddy don't fuck with him no more. That's what it started to sound like. Like at a certain point, it's like, why was Kid Cudi up there? Oh, to prove he had blew up his car. He had no real evidence of that. No, the fingerprints on the Molotov cocktail that was thrown in the car was from a woman. So there's no real true evidence that Diddy blew up his car. You could say he sent the woman, but now we're doing hearsay. Where's the proof? This is the feds. Where's the proof? We need hard evidence if we're doing felony shit. Well, come on, man. Anyways, I guess we'll have 4 videos today because we're at 20 minutes. And we might as well just get into the Stephen A. Smith video in another video. Let me know what you think in the comments below. As always, I am Savvy Mike, and this is I Am Savvy Mike TV. Sorry for the burp. Peace.